Your booktube. My name is Maria and welcome to my channel MH Books, and today we are filming the Women in Translation TBR for the month of August. I will also be filming a female Irish author TBR as well. So depending on how long I go on this, there'll either be one TBR or split into two, so you already know, because it'll be in the title. So without much more ado, I will just start. Okay, the first book is out by Natsuo Kirino. I really have to start getting and it's translated by Snyder. Better at Japanese names. So yeah, I'm doing this as a buddy read with Amy and Zoe Beck on the first week in August. This is a book I've had and I said I was going to read in Women Translation Month before. Probably the first year I was on BookTube, so sorry about that. I never got to it. It is also a thriller. It is based on there's a woman working in a box factory in Japan who makes box lunches, and she brutally kills her husband, and all the factory workers get together to hide and dispose of the body. So it's supposed to be quite gruesome. And I do believe this one has been on a lot of people's TBRs for a while. So if somebody's but nobody seems to have actually read it yet. So if anybody else has read it, please do let us know, either myself or Amy. And looking forward to this one. The next one is one of my favorite authors that I actually did read during a Women in Translation Month, I think. And I read her book, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. I had my very scribbly writing, had to write that down because her original title for her other book was very complicated. I loved that book. I actually do remember that Amy didn't like the ending. She thought the ending was a cheat. That one, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, was a very eccentric kind of murder mystery thriller thing. This one is Primeval and Other Times by Olga Tokarczuk, and wow, look at her author picture. Isn't she just, she is, if you read her, she looks as strange as her writing is. It's translated from the Polish by Antonia Lloyd-Jones, and Primeval and Other Times is sort of I believe it's a magical realism kind of fairy tale set in a Polish town, and God is present and is losing his power or something like that. That's all I know. I just love Olga's writing, so I'm really looking forward to that. The next one I've seen in quite a few people's recently. It is actually to appear in my Wild Atlantic Way book haul, so spoiler a little bit. I've seen a few people saying they're going to read this. I have a paperback that I got from Caoilinn Shannon, Caoilinn Shannon bookshop. That's a bookshop in Leitrim in Ireland. It is The Mad Woman's Ball, Victoria Mass, and it is translated from the French by Wynne, and it is historical fiction. There is a famous doctor who just treats women who have hysteria. Hysteria, it was just any woman who didn't fit into the criteria of what people wanted in the 19th century were diagnosed with this. So it's not in actuality an awful lot of people who are just kind of unwanted, maybe promiscuous, whatever reason, inconvenient to their husbands. So there's an awful lot of women being treated by him. And during Lent, they have a Mad Woman's Ball. And there's a woman in this, I believe, who is a nurse who has to deal with one of the patients who sees ghosts. So that's interesting. love the shiny fall, by the way. And the hardback covers, which I've seen on other people's channels, looks beautiful. Another beautiful cover. This is a piece of Korean fiction. Now, if you know me at all, Cursed Bunny was always going to attract me. Purple and pink are also my favorite colors in combination as well as individually. So I was always going to get this book. It is by it's Hanford Star, which is a press that specializes in Southeast Asian literature, but they do quite a lot of Korean. I've been interested in reading an awful lot more Korean literature after watching Parasite, the movie, to be honest. This book is genre defying. It is magical realism, horror. It's weird. It's supposed to be funny. It's short stories, by the way. And one of the reviewers described it in 2 words: diabolically good. So it'll be interesting to see what I think of this one. And last but not least, another quite gruesome story. Tender is the Flesh, classified normally as horror, by Agustina Bazterrica, hopefully somewhere close to her name. Translated from, it's in Pushkin Press, another press I like. Translated from the Spanish by Sarah Moss. In this book we have there's been a virus in the animal kingdom which makes animal flesh uneatable. So humans are being farmed for meat. And it's about a man who's farming a particular woman. And yes, the awkwardness of your food being self-aware, I suppose. I don't really know much more than that, so I could have the synopsis of all of these things wrong, but we shall see. Okay, I think we have enough time to do the Irish ones. Hold on, and I'll go and get them. So the Irish books. So the first one is a series of short stories. So this is The End of the World is a Cul-de-sac, which is a great title, by Louise Kennedy. So I think every single one of the books I've chosen, there is 5, seem to be about families. This one, obviously there's 15 short stories. So this is the synopsis that you can get inside. So a wife is abandoned by her new husband in a ghost estate with blood on her hands. A young woman is tormented by visions of the man murdered by her brother during the Troubles. A pregnant mother fears the worst as her husband grows illegal cannabis with the help of a vulnerable teenage girl. A woman struggles to forgive herself after an abortion threatens to destroy her marriage. These stories have been described by reviewers as darkly comic. I think they're mostly about family. This book definitely is about family. This is Caoilinn Hughes' The Wild Laughter. It's set in rural Ireland in 2008, just after the Celtic Tiger ends. The Celtic Tiger is the boom in the worldwide economy. In Ireland, we call it the Celtic Tiger. There's more money than could be spent. So in this story, I believe the dad is a farmer, has made a bad investment. There's 2 brothers. The 2 brothers are supposedly unlikable. But one has gone to college and has managed to escape this. The other one, I think it's the older one, and the younger one is tied a bit more to the land. Again, this has been described as darkly comic. The next book occurs in inner city Dublin, I believe, in flats. And again, it's about 2 brothers. So Boys Don't Cry by Fiona Scarlett. It is 2 brothers. Their dad is a criminal warlord. Their mom is abused, and it's their story. Again, words like dark and comic are used in both of these books. And blurbed by an awful lot of Irish and UK authors. Night Swimming has appeared before on my channel as something that's going to read soon. Doreen Finn is somebody I have met. She did a writing seminar that I was part of. This is about, again about families, but this time we're looking at a daughter's point of view. She lives with her mum and her grandmother in Dublin in a kind of more of a posh side than in Boys Don't Cry. And and it's set in the summer of 1976, the infamous heat wave. And some Americans visit, I think, can't remember the name of the girl is, but the girl who is part of the American family, the daughter, and Megan both go night swimming, which is where we get the title of it. But seemingly there's a mystery, and where is Megan's dad, and how is the relationship of Megan's mom and the American dad connected to the disappearance, or the fact that he's not disappeared, but the fact that he's missing from her life. So it's about family secrets. And last but not least, probably the most famous of all the authors, Anne Enright, The Gathering. This is one that won the Booker Prize. I read The Green Road, loved it. Haven't been meaning to get to this for a long time. This is about 3 generations of a family. They meet at the death of one of the brothers, and it's about family secrets again and family scandals. So that is most of my TBR for the month of August. There is the Faulkner Sanctuary book, and there is Anniversaries by Lloyd-Jones, which I've just probably mispronounced, which I won't start till the 21st of August because that's one that was written in a diary form, and I'll be reading it, well, not day by day, but more or less on the same dates that the book was originally published, so it will take over a year, so I'll probably talk about that close to the date. So meantime, I hope whatever you're reading that you're enjoying it. I'm dying to hear all your Women in Translation TBRs and your August TBRs, and even if you decide not to set a TBR this month. And until next time, bye.